Tell them check out the blog, bro. YouTube channel called MKO. It's pugilism, boxing algorithm. M stand for Marvin and Kevin's initials KO. Yeah. What is good, ladies and gentlemen? This is MKO Pugilism Boxing Channel, talking all things boxing. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. More content on the way, coming soon. Today I'm just speaking to you with another one about Jarrell, Big Baby Miller. Jarrell with the big controversy. He's recently been signed to Top Rank, as we covered, myself and Kev, in a video a few months back. He's running his mouth now. He's been doing interviews with Kugan Cassius on IFL TV. All sorts of media outlets have been interviewing Jarrell Miller because, obviously, I don't think he's fought since 2018. He was meant to have the big heavyweight title fight with Anthony Joshua. There was a big build up for that fight. He was mouthy in the press conferences, shoved Joshua. Everyone was sort of geared up for that fight. Joshua himself was geared up for that fight. Meant to happen June of 2019. Didn't happen. Why? Because Jarrell Miller was taking all these different banned substances, all these different PEDs, and all this. So he definitely ruined his chances, and he's recently come out and said that he would have put AJ in a casket. He would have put AJ in a casket. He said, if it's me, I would put him in a casket. I would do this and I would do that. But again, my thing is, if that's really what you believe, if that's really what you stand on as a man, then why the hell did you take all these different banned substances? Not just one banned substance. He took all these different ones. I mean, the amount of PEDs he took, it's like a whole chemist full of PEDs that this guy took. And yet he's now talking about Joshua as if to say, right, I would have put him in a casket, I would have done this, I would have done that. And yeah, it sounds good, it sounds tough, it sounds hard or whatever. But at the end of the day, if you were serious about doing that, if that's really what you believe, why did you take all the illegal substances? Because the fact of the matter is, whatever he says, when it came time for his opportunity for that June fight of last year, he ruined it. And he ruined it by taking drugs. So if you really believe that, if you were really that confident in yourself, then why would you take all those banned substances? Why would not just be a clean boxer, take your shot, fight the man and beat the man, if that's really what you believe? And that's why sometimes the words of some of these guys come across as, I'm sure that's what he really believes, but they're kind of hollow words, because you had your shot, you had your opportunity to fight the guy that you're talking smack about, but then you scuppered it with your drugs. And I'm sure that this confidence, for him it seems to be a natural thing. He's naturally confident, and I think a lot of guys are now speaking very boldly and very confidently about wanting to fight AJ. Even I've heard rivals from the amateurs who I think AJ may have beaten in the international, in the worlds and Olympics and whatever. A lot of these guys now that are turning over, and a lot of these other professionals are calling AJ out. And it's because, as another blogger, Hatman, he said in his blog that now that they've seen Anthony Joshua get hurt, they've seen Anthony Joshua get knocked out, now obviously that inspires a lot of confidence in guys. And when you've seen somebody's vulnerability in the ring on the big stage, of their career, you've seen them get hurt, seen them get knocked down, seen them get knocked out and all over the place and wobbling and whatever, what that does is that inspires confidence in guys. And I think, I would agree with that point that, this is one of the main reasons why guys like Miller, who, although he ruined his chance to fight AJ, that's why he's getting confident now, because they've seen vulnerabilities. Because even in the Ruiz rematch, where Joshua boxed brilliantly, boxed well on the back foot, there was still, you could still see that there was still those mental effects and those little sort of what they call demons in the head, where you've still got the you're still a bit haunted by memories of what happened to you in the past. You know, you could see those little things there with Joshua in the Ruiz rematch where, you know, when he did get hit, he was quite quick to hold and he sort of shuddered, and, you know, you could see there was a little bit of nerves there at the points when he did actually get hit. So guys are now seeing this vulnerability, including Miller, and now they're talking themselves up and trying to talk their way into a fight with Joshua. And for me personally, I don't really think a guy like Miller's really got the room to talk because of what he done to ruin his opportunity. I do think, however, that if Miller was to, by some chance, get in the ring with Anthony Joshua, I think his style of his just persistent aggression and the fact that he normally weighs in like 300 pounds and all that sort of stuff, you know, I think his weight, his size, his aggressive style could actually cause Anthony Joshua some problems. I think he does have the potential to cause Anthony Joshua problems, but it all would depend on his punch resistance. It all depends on, can he actually take Anthony Joshua's power? Because I think if he could take Joshua's power, then I think he would be a difficult fight, because for such a big guy, he does have a good engine, Jarrell Miller. That's one thing he does have. I mean, he's not, I wouldn't call him a one-punch knockout artist like a Wilder or a Joshua or even a Dillian White, you know. So he's not really a one-punch knockout artist, but he does have a good engine, you know. Also, another thing about him is that he does talk a lot, but when you look on his resume, this guy Jarrell Miller, it's not really that deep. You know, he's fought a few guys, but I think, you know, the notable names are not really top 10 heavyweights. I mean, you know, I think a guy like a Dillian White, even a Joseph Parker, a Hughie Fury, you know, a Joshua, a Fury, any one of the top guys, you know, these guys have all mixed it with each other and they've all fought big names. And I think for the amount of mouth Miller's giving off, you know, he's got some cheek really, because he's not really fought anybody to justify the mouth that he's given off. But I do think, however, that he could potentially give Anthony Joshua some problems because of his aggression and because of his work rate. But it would all depend on, can he take Joshua's punches? Can he take punches for several rounds? Does he have a good chin? And I think ultimately with him, in my view, his chin and his sort of resilience and his endurance, he's done the rounds a few times, but I think as far as can he take a punch from an elite guy, that is still a question mark, I think, over Jarrell Miller. I'm not convinced that he's really taken shots against elite level guys, because obviously he's not boxed anyone at elite level. So, you know, the talk he's coming with is a bit rich coming from him, because unlike the other guys in the sort of top 10 of the heavyweight division, he's the odd one out that hasn't really sort of fought anybody out of any real note. I mean, I guess Thomas Adamek is kind of the big name on the resume, but again, Adamek was a career cruiserweight and a very small heavyweight, and Jarrell Miller's sort of a very, very dense and very big heavyweight. So I mean, everyone knew how that was going to go down, you know. I mean, you're gonna bash up a guy like that. I mean, other names, Gerald Washington, you know, a guy who got, you know, beat by Wilder, and, you know, other guys lesser opposite, but he's no world beater. So, you know, again, he's not really got the names on his resume to really be talking the type of smack he talks, but, you know, he'll, you know, he's a guy that I'm sure will someday get his shot. But I think if he does fight Joshua, he could potentially be a problem. But again, it depends. Can he take what Joshua gives out? You know, because Joshua does punch hard and does punch very accurately and does flow very well with his combinations. I think because of previous fights, because of the Ruiz fights, Joshua may still have some mental things to deal with. So, you know, Miller's probably feeling confident because of that. But I still say, you know, you'd have to favor Joshua over Miller in any potential fight, because Joshua has been there, he's done it, he's proven he can come back from defeat, he's proven he can mix it with the very best of the best. So you've got to favor him. Miller, he's got potential, but again, he's not mixed it yet at top level. So we'll see what happens with him going forward. He's yet to have a fight, he hasn't had a fight in about 2 years, so you know, he's got to try and talk himself up, and we'll see what happens with his future. He's a decent prospect, but again, we'll have to see, because he's not yet mixed it with the top guys. Anyway, guys, that's me, MKO Pugilism, over and out. See you on the next vid.